Hey guys, I'm Shirshadai. Today I have a replay review request from Spegetti, who submitted on the All Things Protoss subreddit. He is the blue player featured here. He asked for some things that he could improve to work on to be better at the game. Now he goes on to win this game, spoiler alert, but he still asked for input. So I've already looked at it and I've got a couple things. So, first thing is you want to chrono boost your probes after this first pylon completes. Second, the build order that, interestingly enough, both players go for here is a 2-gas, 1-gate Cybercore expand, which is already a little bit off, but at the same time, it's not anything completely crazy at this level. So, the official 2-gate expand build is 14 pylon, 16 gate, 17 first gas, 18 second gas, 20 second gate, 21 cyber, 22 second pylon. When your cybernetics core and your second pylon complete, you start 2 units and a third pylon, either in your main or in your natural. It's not a big deal. And then after 2 more units, then you take a natural base. And then you get your tech, etc. That's the official 2-gate expand. It is also possible if you scout your opponent going for a very fast nexus, like a gateway expand, you can actually start your nexus before you build any units out of your gateways, which is also fine. But I would recommend doing that more of a reaction to scouting as opposed to doing that as your plan, because it's very easy to be punished by 2 very fast adepts when you do not have army to fight them. So moving on. We're going to move on rather quickly here. So the Nexus comes down. See, normally the normal Nexus timing on the 2-gate expand when you're getting 4 units out is 2 minutes 50. And you see this Nexus is about 2/3 of the way done at that time, so a much faster expand with this build. Now I like the Robo as a first tech structure. That is a very good tech structure when you intend to sit back and defend. Getting out an Observer first just in case it's going to be a Dark Shrine opener from his opponent, which is cool. Gets a very fast Twilight behind it, and that's okay. 2 more gateways, going up to that 4 total, which is cool. Now the Twilight was built very early, and you're not actually doing anything with it. But we actually do have a Dark Shrine now. So, Dark Shrine is your tech. I feel like if you're going for a Dark Shrine this late, you kind of need a Warp Prism to elevator it in. So, you're right now just building Immortals, but you're actually going for a very Stalker-heavy army composition, but you're not getting Blink, and I feel like if you're ever going to commit to this number of Stalkers, you really, really want to get Blink, because honestly, Stalkers without Blink versus what you already know is a very Immortal-heavy comp is just not a good idea. 3 Immortals can right-click a Stalker and it dies instantly. You can't even micro it. So what's going to happen is you're going to have this army, and you're going to have the thing moved across the map, and it's kind of gonna get smashed. So you're fighting very aggressively, trying to focus down Immortals, and he's fighting in a shield battery with a ton of Immortals. So if you look at resources lost, he took a much better fight. He has lost less than half the resources that you have because you built a lot of Stalkers, you didn't have Blink, you couldn't micro, you tried to focus fire, which is good, but it was just a little bit awkward. Building an extra gateway, you've got your probe count's okay, but look at your energy on your next side. It's 186, and that's 200. So you're not really actually spending your chrono energy. So when you're building stuff out of the robotics facility, you're getting your upgrades, +1, Twilight upgrades, Immortals, etc. In this case, a Warp Prism. You can actually get a lot faster production. Now this is an unfortunate turn of events here, where this cannon's in the main base, because he wants to make sure you don't ever have to worry about the Warp Prism, and he definitely shut that down. The thing you have going for you here is you're actually still building probes. You still have you have a 3rd nexus. You can transfer workers over. Not building probes as much as I'd like you to, but you are still building workers, and you're getting your count set up. You're getting your base count up. You have charge, which is the ideal situation. You're getting Archons. Your army composition is getting a lot better. This is the one thing I don't like, though. Storm makes actually no sense in this matchup right now, even if it's like all Zealots, you go into Colossus. Because the problem is you already have charge lots, and you're going to be fighting against charge lots, and you're storming both armies. and so you're actually not getting anywhere. Right now your opponent is going to be moving out to attack you. He has a lot of stalkers. Right now you're sitting on +1. He is on +1 and shields. And this is what's going to happen. You have a lot of charge slots. Again, we have a stalker army that doesn't have blink. He just has +1 and he's attacking now. He has a disruptor. And he fires it and he hits that. And then your charge slots just kind of A-move on top of him. And your immortals just go to town. His basically stalker army gets killed. He's not been spending his money very well, you see. He's got a lot of money he can't spend right now. And if he'd been able to spend his money behind it, he's probably going to win because he just had a lot of immortals earlier. He could have probably counterattacked and killed you, but basically you have the ability to spend the money that you have better. You have more workers, you have more production, you're spending your money better, so you won the game just because you're spending your money better. But if I was going to go back and give you some tips, it would be first to come back and look at your opener. Just look at the 2-gate opener or look at a normal base timing, like a 19 Nexus or a 20 Nexus expand timing, whichever. Kind of like what your opponent's doing, sort of. You basically do the same thing anyway. But after that, go into a robotics facility, get a forge before your Twilight, start your +1 upgrades, and then start your Twilight and go into charge. Because charge zealots are going to be very good against most everything in the Protoss army, and worst case, it's going to be zealot versus zealot. Your army composition is going to be charge lot, Archon, Immortal, and a warp prism to reinforce. DTs are fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you found that your opponent has an observer, which you knew that because you lost your observer that you sent in, you already know you can't get damage done with them. So just like make it into an Archon or try to drop in and just like warp it in and then carry it, drop it in, and then try to get damage with it, and just pick them up and leave if you can. The only other thing I would say is try to minimize the amount of stalkers you build unless you're going into blink, because stalkers are very expensive and don't provide a lot of instant utility without that upgrade. Like if you're defending against a Stargate, yeah, that's fine. But otherwise you want to be trying to minimize the amount of gateway units. Like you'll have a few stalkers early to defend, you'll build some sentries, you'll build immortals, and then you'll get charge slots and Archons to complement your immortals, and just have a few stalkers that you made early on, just for like early defense. As a side note, at 3 minutes and 23 seconds, that is when you want to build a shield battery in your main mineral line and in your natural, if you're able to build it in your natural, because that's when a Stargate build would be able to have an Oracle in your main base. The timing lines up well so that the shield battery completes as the Oracle arrives. Of course, that number is different if it is proxied, but 3 minutes 30 in general is good for that timing. Anyway, I do hope this helps. I am Shir Shaddai. Be sure to check out the channel for other guides. I do have several. I'm going to link you directly to give you a little bit of a better idea how to approach the matchup and some of the build order timings. So, do hope this helps. Have an awesome day.